जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी गोपीजन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी माधव कुंज बिहारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी गोपीजन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी यशोदानंदन ब्रजन रंजन यमुना तीरा वनचारी यशोदानंदन ब्रजन रंजन यमुना तीरा वनचारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी गोपीजन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी गोपीजन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी गोपीजन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे कृष्णा कृष्णा हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे कृष्णा हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे Jaya Gauranitai, 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 Jaya Gauranitai. Jaya Radha Madhava Radha Madhava Radhe. Jaya Jagannatha Jagannatha Baladeva Jaya Subhadra Devi. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Jai Om Vishnupada Paramahamsa Parirajikacharya Ashtottara Shata Shri Śrīmad His Divine Grace Shri Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada ki Ananda Goti Vaishnava Vrinda ki Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur ki The Most Merciful Form Shri Shri Gaunitai ki Shri Shri Radha Madhav ki Shri Shri Jagannath Baladev Subhadramai ki Jai Samaveta Bhakta Vrinda ki Gaur Premanande. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskrutyam Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Mudiraya Nashtaprayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavate Uttama Sloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naistaki Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya Cha Nanda Gopakumaraya Govindaya Namo Namaha. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Iti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Sunyavadi Patyatya Shatarine. He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopeshu Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Rishabhanusute Devi Pranamami Haripriye Vancha Kalpato Veshya Krupa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. There are some qualities mentioned who can sit on the Vyasasana in the first canto, right? Prabhupada writes in his purpose. Definitely when I read, I am not at all qualified. And I don't have any of the qualities that I can sit on this Vyasasana. And before all of you, you're already practicing devotion from long back. So I have taken this opportunity to just serve you all and get purified my heart. That's the only intention that I have and I accepted this service, but nothing else. Please bless me. Whatever it comes from my mouth, it is, inspired by Vaishnavas. And if something comes, wrongly, please forgive me. Hare Krishna. So today we will discuss, I think the series is going on, second canto, 8th chapter, 10th verse, right? सचापि यत्र पुरुषो विश्वास्थिति उद्वप्यायः मुक्त्वात्मा मायं मायेशः शेते सर्वगुहशयः सचापि यत्र पुरुषो विश्वास्थिति उद्वप्यायः मुक्त्वात्मा मायं मायेशः शेते सर्वगुहशयः सचापि यत्र पुरुषो विश्वास्थिति उद्वप्यायः मुक्त्वात्मा मायं मायेशः शेते सर्वगुहशयः. Would you like to repeat? सचापि यत्र पुरुषो विश्वास्थिति उद्वप्यायः मुक्त्वात्मा मायं मायेशः शेते सर्वगुहशयः. Okay, word to word translation. Sa, he, cha, also, api, as, he is, yatra, where, purushaha, the personality of Godhead, Vishwa, the material worlds, Sthiti, maintenance, Udbhava, creation, Apyayaha, annihilation, Muktva, without being touched, Atma Mayam, own energy, Maya Ishaha, the Lord of all energies, Shete, does lie on, Sarva Guhashyaha, one who lies in everyone's heart. Translation by Srila Prabhupada. Please also explain the personality of Godhead who lies in every heart as the super soul and as the Lord of all energies, but is untouched by his external energy. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. Undoubtedly, the form of the Lord who was seen by Brahma must be transcendental. Otherwise, how could he simply look upon the creative energy without being touched? It is understood also that the same Purusha lies in the heart of every living entity. This also requires proper explanation. So, the chapter goes like this. This discussion is happening between, initially, from the beginning, Lord Vishnu is narrating Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam to Lord Brahma. When he was created, so Lord Vishnu is imparting knowledge to Lord Brahma. And Lord Brahma in turn, that knowledge to whom? Narada Muni. Right? And now Sukadeva Goswami was narrating the same knowledge to Pariksit Maharaj. And Pariksit Maharaj has a lot of questions. And he is asking all the questions. And Sukadeva Goswami is answering all the questions. And Sukadeva Goswami is very much appreciated the interest of Pariksit Maharaj. Pariksit Maharaj is so attentive and rapt in hearing Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. And this chapter begins like this. Pariksit Maharaj is asking question to Sukadeva Goswami, like he wanted to hear the transcendental qualities of Lord. Why? Pariksit Maharaj knows if one keep remembering the transcendental qualities of the Lord, our existence will get purified. If keep remembering the Lord's pastimes, what will happen? Lord and Lord pastimes are non-different. And when we associate with a pure thing, and we will also get purified. And as a etiquette, before putting forward some question to Sukadeva Goswami, Pariksit Maharaj is glorifying Lord's qualities. And then he asks certain questions. The questions goes like this. When Jiva is a spiritual, how come Jiva got a material body? Jiva is spiritual, but how he got the material body? And when Jiva and Paramatma, Jivatma and Paramatma, when they both come into this material world, will they get a same body? Second question. And third question, when Brahma is born out of Lord Mahavishnu's navel, right? Is Brahma's body is like the body of Supreme Personality of Godhead? And he put forward many questions about Kala and Karma in later verses. So, to respond to his questions, Sukadeva Goswami is narrating all this, entire Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam in fact. And before we discuss about the verse that what was mentioned in purport by Prabhupada, so let us understand what is the importance of asking questions. Let us understand what is the importance of asking questions. And this chapter itself, questions by, entitled as Questions by Pariksit. So you can understand the importance of asking questions. So when we are asking questions, the capacity of inquiry, intense curiosity, what is happening around, that really makes the living, that's what making the real life in this material world. If we don't ask any questions, what will happen? Nothing will come to know. We don't get any clarity. Even if we don't ask questions, it's okay. But people who are asking questions, let us hear from them, so that we will get some clarity and how we can conduct our life in this material world. Occasionally when we gather like this, right? When we gather every day in the morning for Bhagavatam class or sometimes Bhagavad Gita classes, whenever we gather, one may ask question. The same question may be hidden in many of the people, but they don't ask. But by hearing the person who has asked, all will be get benefited. Probably it is there in one person or many of the persons. All will get benefited. By getting by asking questions, what will happen? We all get the clarity, and it will help us. To progress in our devotion. Okay. Because if we don't know something, if we ask, we will come to know. Without knowing that, blindly following is not recommended. Better know and follow it. So that's what, when we ask questions, we will have the clarity. And the Vedic literature is so vast. You all know that. There are millions of, trillions of verses. And of wisdom. This is all wisdom, right? There are many verses, all are giving a wisdom. So, in Vedic literature, the first aphorism is Atato Jignasa. It is said in the Vedas, the first word is Atato Brahma Jignasa. What does it mean? We have to ask, one should have the curiosity to ask the questions around what is happening around us. Without asking questions, it doesn't really help us. That's what it means. And once in America, former president Benjamin Franklin, right, once said that most people die at 25. Most people die at 25, but they will not buried till 75. What does it mean? They will live, but they will not buried till 75. What does it mean? Something in us will die. Probably the creative skills will die at 25. Probably sense of purpose, something we wanted to do, but we don't do it. That sense of purpose may die. Or probably sense of doing adventure. Sometimes we wanted to do some adventure, but out of laziness, we don't want to do it. And we will commit any adventure things. We will not do any adventure things. That may die in us. Right? Sometimes the meaningful work that we are going to do in this world may die. And it is, probably when we are at 25, the curiosity will die in us. Curiosity to know things which are around us, that will die. But curiosity has its own reason for existence. Right? Curiosity has its own reason for existence. If we don't have a curiosity to know, it is we stop learning. What does it mean? We stop learning. Learning process is it's not like only by reading the scriptures. When we experience something, that is also a learning. When we go out, we learn something. When we go for big distribution, we come to know many stories from the people. You can say devotees or people. So when we interact, they will say many stories, and we try to convince them, and we will tell what we know. So, and we will also get some wisdom from them, how the people mentality and how they are working in this material world. That is also a knowledge, right? So we should keep continuing the same thing. But as it is said that by at the age of 25, most of the people, what they do, they will stop learning. They just leave, but they don't leave, but they are just existing. You got it? They don't really live in this world, but they are just existing. And the question, because of the questions asked in our previous acharyas, there is a lot of wisdom has come to us, right? You all agree with me, right? That is one of the reason today we have a Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. Why Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam is existing? Because Pariksit Maharaj has asked a question to Sukadeva Goswami. What one has to do when he is going to die in 7 days? To respond to his question, 18,000 verses were spoken by Sukadeva Goswami. This is wisdom that he has given to us, right? Because he asked the question. And even Bhagavad Gita also same. When Arjuna asked the question to Krishna, and the entire Bhagavad Gita was spoken. And even Ramayanam also. Entire Ramayanam was spoken by Narada Muni to Valmiki. And when Valmiki Muni asked the question that what are the qualities of an ideal soul? In response to his question, entire Ramayana was narrated to him. So, when somebody is asking questions, when somebody has a questions, they are living meaningful life in this material world. If they are not asking, that means they are not living. That's what it meant. And And people who ask the question, it doesn't matter for them whether they do it the same thing in the same way or they wanted to do it in a better way, right? Some people, it's okay for them to do it the same thing in the same way, but they always think when they ask question, they wanted to do it the same thing in a better way so that they will get a better results and they will expose to the newer things. That's what really exciting us. If we don't learn, when we wake up in the morning, some motivation we should all have, right? Without having a motivation, that really we don't like to wake up, and we will sleep, and we will continue sleeping. But when you have some driving force, I want to learn something, and I want to go out. Shri Shri Nitai Gaurachandra Mahaprabhu ki Jai, Shri Shri Radha Madhava ki Jai, Shri Shri Jagannath Baladev Subhadramai ki Jai. So every day we should have some driving force to get up and go out and learn something. If we don't have that driving force in us, it really, we are not learning new things. So, as I told you, all the scriptures are come into existence because of asking the questions. And even Mahabharata, if you read Mahabharata, it is full of conversations, right? Between people, between 2 or 3 people. And such one of the conversation is between King Yudhishthir and God of Death. So when God of Death asked questions to Yudhishthir Maharaj, he asked like this: what is the heavier than the mountain? What is the heavier than the mountain? Yudhishthir Maharaj's response is mother's love, or one who brought you up. So they leave an incredible mark in our heart. It is more heavier than the mountain, right? When we brought up by our parents, we have a lot of attachment, a lot of love for them, and that imprinted in our heart. That is heavier than the mountains. That's what he responded to death of God. And he asked, what is the more numerous than the blades of grass on the surface of the planet Earth? What is that? Any guess? What is the more numerous than the blades of grass on the surface of the planet Earth? Any guess? We always talk and we always suffer with it. Desires. You said desire, right? No. Desires. So our desires are unlimited. They are more than the blades which are there on the earth. So one desire will hatch many thousands of desires, right? One material desire will lead to another 1,000 desires, and we keep working on them. And when we keep fulfilling them, again thousands of desires will come. Like that, they are unlimited. The Lord's pastimes are unlimited, our desires also unlimited. and Yudhishthira Maharaj asked, what is the faster than the mind? Sorry, what is the faster than the wind? Answer I already told. The mind, right? Mind travels in this such a phenomenal phase that even when we are sitting here, we can go to US within a seconds. So even Arjuna confirmed that the mind is very difficult to control. He can control the wind, but he will not be able to control the mind. And Krishna also acknowledged that, right? In Bhagavad Gita, we have in 6th chapter, he confirmed that. So there is a lot of verses. Krishna told that we cannot. It is very difficult to control, but it can be regulated, and there is a process. The process is Krishna consciousness. If we practice nicely Krishna consciousness, and we will turn our mind towards Krishna related activities, our mind can be regulated, but it is very difficult to conquer. And the God of death ask the question, what does one have to give up so that they will have no regrets in their life? If we don't have any regrets, if we give up something in our life, what does it? Any guess? We don't have any regrets if we give up that. What does it? Can you speak? Sinful tendency? Okay, but Yudhishthira Maharaj says anger. If we give up our anger, we don't feel regret any point of time in our life, right? So when we are able to control our anger in any situation or when provocation situation, we can save ourselves from the days of sorrow. Because when we react to the situation and when we lose our temper, and if it goes everything well, it is fine. But if it fights back, what will happen? We will end up with sorrow. And if we are able to control that anger at the right moment, what will happen? We will be able to save ourselves from the days of sorrow. So that's what Yudhishthira Maharaj is responding to death of God. And he asks, what does one have to give up to become a wealthy? So if you want to become a wealthy, Yudhishthira Maharaj is answered here. So what is that? Can you guess anything? What we have to give up so that we can become a wealthy person? What is that? Greed. You said greed? Yes, you are right. One should give up greed. So Yudhishthira Maharaj says that the wealthiest person is not the one who has the most. The wealthiest person is not the person who has the most. But who is that? The wealthiest person who needs least. Right? When we see the Sudama story, Sudama is very, very poor, but he is very rich because he doesn't require anything to maintain his body and soul. He realized that he doesn't want anything in this material world. He all requires devotion unto the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Though he was insisted by his wife to go to Krishna and ask some material opulence, he went, but he did not ask material opulence. Krishna, as a super soul, he is there in every living being. He knows that, and when he comes back, his house became a palace, and his wife wore many, many ornaments he could not even recognize. Right? We all know that Sudama story. So the wealthiest person, one who does not need anything, but who needs a very least comforts in this material world. And greed is the one thing that we all should give up to become a wealthiest person in this material world. And God of Death asks question, what does one have to give up to loved by everyone? If you want to be loved by everyone, what we have to give up? Can you guess that if you are expecting somebody to love you, what is the impurity that you have to give up? Sacrifice. What we have to give up? Something we already have. Sacrifice. What we have to sacrifice? Envy. We have to sacrifice our envy. We have to completely give up our envy. Because of our envy, we will try to bring other people down, right? Because something they have that we don't have. And because of that, we become unhappy. So if we don't feel whatever the possession others have, if we feel happy, and if we understand the possession whatever other person have, it is because of Krishna's arrangement. Our envy is completely eradicated from our heart. That's what we always have to think. So if we come across somebody and they have something that we don't have, And for example, somebody sings Kirtan nicely, but I don't, I'm giving my example. And I'm not able to do Kirtan well. And when I come before somebody gives, like Madhur Kannai Prabhu, he does Kirtan very nicely, and definitely Krishna will be pleased with his Kirtans. And when we come across, and we have to think in a way that it is Krishna's sanction in his life, so that he is able to serve Krishna so nicely. And we also have to think back, whatever the things that I have, I should be able to engage in Krishna service, so that I don't feel envy for others, and I can properly conduct my life. I properly give respect to others. That's how one should live. That is a Vaishnava etiquette. Even if you want to become a good Vaishnava, these are the qualities that one should cultivate in our heart. And the God of Death continuing asking questions to Yudhishthira Maharaj. The next question is, the God of Death asked, who is happy in this world? This is very interesting. I like it actually when I read this. Who is happy in this world? Who is happy? Who is happy in this world? Probably we will give many answers, but what Yudhishthira Maharaj was saying, he exactly predicted what is the material condition when 8% people eat outside food. They don't even cook at home and eat, right? You all witnessing, even when I did not come to Krishna consciousness, even I used to eat outside. When I come home, when I am coming from office, so out of my laziness, why I should go home and cook. So what I used to do, I eat something outside and used to come back, long back. It's not now. So please understand. So that is a great luxury. Eating food which is cooked at home is a great luxury. Why? Because we know that it is properly cooked, and we know that all ingredients are properly used, and the ingredients are very proper, right? We clean, and we our family members or whoever cooks, they cook it with hygiene, right? Whereas if you go to any restaurant outside, everything is looking so sophisticated, but we don't know what is happening inside the kitchen. And when you go to a restaurant, a nice person who wears a nice shirt and suit and everything, a server comes and asks you, how I can serve you, sir. And we impressed by seeing at his dress and everything. But we don't know how the food is cooked inside the restaurant. And the second thing is, one should not travel far from the home to earn the livelihood. One should not travel far to earn the livelihood. He is the happiest person. He already predicted. Now, if I want to work, I have to travel 10 kilometers every day, 10 miles. And some people more than 30 kilometers, they come from Uppal. They will take the metro, right? Metro is completely packed. Even you don't get a seat. You have to stand 1 hour from all the way from your house to office. That is the condition now. Even sometimes, even if you want to stand and travel also, you don't have a place in the metro trains or buses. That is the condition. So if we have some luxury, like we don't need to travel, but still we are earning our livelihood, that person is very happy, right? So we are traveling many miles from our place to office, and we are struggling a lot, and there is a lot of anxiety whether I will get the metro train or not, whether I will get the seat or not, whether I will reach office in time or not. These are all difficulties. He is not happy, right? Are you happy really when you go to office? No, nobody. If you ask 100 people, otherwise one who wanted to prove, otherwise one who wanted to impress his manager, he is also not happy. He says he is happy because he wanted to convince us, but he doesn't get convinced that he is not happy. In this material world, everyone is trying to showcase themselves, they are happy, but they are not actually happy. And the third thing is, people, one who does not have a debts. Can anybody say that if you are a Gruhastha, I'm not talking about brahmacharis, if you are a Gruhastha, definitely we have a debts. Either, I'm not talking about devotees, but if you go out, material people, they will definitely have, even devotees also, they have a debts. And that debts always hanging on their head. And that is also anxiety, when I will be able to clear my debts. And one who has a debts, one who has to travel far away to earn the livelihood, and one does not eat the food cooked at home, they will not be happy. One who does all these things, they will be happy. That's what Yudhishthira Maharaj predicted 5,000 years ago. And God of Death asked the questions to Yudhishthira Maharaj, what is the most amazing thing in the world? What is the most amazing thing in this world? Can you guess? What could be the most amazing thing? I'll tell you, this is very interesting again. So, we are living in this material world, and we are witnessing so many people are dying in front of our eyes. Despite seeing everything, we feel that we will live forever in this world. That is the most amazing thing. We don't think that one day we are going to die. We never think. So, the saintly person says that we should disconnect from this world often. And when we disconnect, we have to reflect on our thoughts. And we have to gain the spiritual knowledge. And we have to meditate on our death. So that we will get detached from this material world. When we meditate on our death, what will happen? So we will come to know this is not the place where we can live forever, right? Immediately we will get some sense of detachment from our family or our position that we have, right? We should keep practice this. So this is all the questions Pariksit Maharaj asked, and see what a profound knowledge that we get when we are asking questions. When we keep asking questions, we will get the clarity. And when the moment we step out from this place, and when we think that we wanted to do something, and we are going towards that, there are 50 lakhs or 50,000 of things will come and hijack our mind, right? Definitely, there are many things will come into our mind and hijack our attention completely. When we ask questions, what will happen? Or we will be able to bring back our focus on what we are going to do. Or we can bring back our attention on what is important to do. Otherwise, we just carried out by the current of our material thoughts. There are many thoughts, they will always flow in our mind, and our mind just flow into the current of our material thoughts. So it happens, right, everyone? So when we go out. So this is one part of today's class, and now we come into the actual verse, what is mentioned by Prabhupada. The purport is, we will discuss. So Prabhupada is mentioned, the purport goes like this. Undoubtedly the form of the Lord who was seen by Brahma must be transcendental. Otherwise, how could he simply look upon the creative energy without being touched? This is the first person, you can say that. We'll discuss next person, what Prabhupada mentioned. The Lord's form is transcendental. What does it mean? The Lord's form is transcendental. It must be, Prabhupada is saying that Lord's form must be transcendental. That Brahma has taken a darshan of. See, Brahma also confirmed in his prayers in Brahma Samhita, right? Ishvara Parama Krishna Sachitananda Vigraha. The Lord's form is not like of us. His form is Sachitananda Vigraha. Sachitananda Vigraha, eternity, knowledge and full of bliss. It is not material. Lord's form is not material. It is not made of material elements. And he does not take birth the way we take. When we read Krishna's pastimes, we understand how Krishna was born from Devaki and Vyasadeva. He did not take birth the way we take. It is a transcendental. Even Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita chapter 4, his birth and activities are transcendental. And in our case, our body and who we are different, right? We all know that. That is the fundamental principle in the Bhagavad Gita. On that, we develop our Krishna consciousness. We are not this body, we are the soul. But Krishna is not like that. Krishna and himself both are same. You all know that, right? And if the Lord's form were material, consider we are all affected by material modes. We are influenced by material modes. If you think God also has a similar material form, he will also get subjected by material modes. But he is beyond the material modes. And if he is material, if his body is material, he will also get old, right? But if you see, if you read the Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, or if you don't see Krishna's old photo, even Prabhupada also mentioned that Krishna took the birth, he grows and grows, but he stays at 16-year-old boy. He does not grow more than 16 years old. Even the same form has in Golok Vrindavan. Okay? Even when you see in the Kurukshetra war, he's almost around more than 50 years by the time of Kurukshetra war happened. But still Krishna is so young. He is looking like a young boy, 16 years young boy. So that we can understand his body is a transcendental. He is not subjected by time. And his body did not get dwindled or deteriorated. And we can see that also in Bhagavad Gita, in this chapter 4 only, it is confirmed. Lord himself, Krishna himself said that. What he said that Ajopi san aviyatma bhutanam ishwarepi san. Right? He said that although I am unborn, my transcendental body never deteriorates. He confirmed that my body is not like of ordinary person. It does not get deteriorate. And in the same body I will come to this material world again and again, millennium after millennium. He confirmed. Why he comes to this material world? He confirmed, right? He will come to this material world to protect his devotees and annihilate miscreants and re-establish the dharmic principles. And these are the external reasons that why he comes. But why he comes? He wanted to share the sweet exchange with his devotees. That is the internal reason that we all know that. So I will give one analogy that we can easily relate that Lord's body is not the material body. Puppet show, right? When puppet master animates the puppets, without becoming one of them, he is outside, but he animates. Similarly, the Lord Krishna also animates this entire world without becoming one of us. He is completely distinct from jivas. One sense, jivas and Krishna are same. Qualitatively, both are same, but quantitatively, we are very tiny, insignificant. Whereas Krishna is unlimited and Vibhu, right? Krishna is called Vibhu. And even you can take one more analogy, that when goldsmith burn the metal and molten the metal without being burnt, right? When he wanted to do some ornaments, he burned the metal and making the ornaments, but he did not get burnt because he will have some protection. Similarly, Krishna, when he creates this material world, when he glances at the Maya and the material world set into the creation, he does not get entangled into that or influenced by it, but he creates. By just his glance, he will create the creation in action. Even you can see that Patram Pushpam Phalantoyam in the Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, in the purport, Prabhupada mentions that Krishna's senses are interchangeable, right? Some people may say that how, whatever the prasadam that we offer to Krishna, it comes as it is. And I don't think that Krishna has taken it. And it is a material conception that, we all think that the way we eat, Krishna also should eat like that. But Krishna does not necessarily eat the way we eat. He can eat by any of the senses. He can eat by his eyes also. By hand also he can. By touch also he can eat. His senses are interchangeable. That's the reason he is a transcendental. But we are not that. We are influenced by this material world. That is one of the Krishna's quality. And even in the Bhagavad Gita, Brahma Samhita, the Lord Brahma confirmed that though he is one without a second, he creates innumerable universes through his energy, and still he remains apart. He creates, but he is aloof from that. Apart or aloof from that. Like aloof means you all understand, right? If you put the drop on the lotus leaf, it is aloof from lotus leaf. It does not get touched. Whereas the same drop of water, if you keep on the cotton, what will happen? Cotton absorbs. That it sink in that cotton, right? But when you put the same drop on the lotus leaf, it does not get absorbed. As long as you keep, it is detached from though it appears that the water is on the lotus leaf, but it does not get immersed or it does not get absorbed on the leaf. So imagine, this is also a relevant analogy, that if king is issuing that build a city, okay, the king does not lift any stones to build the city, but it is still built by his authority, because he has many servants, he orders them, so all the servants will go and build the city, but he does not go and physically involved all the activities, but still city is built. Similarly, Lord does not get involved or entangled in creating the creating this material world, but it just by glance everything will get into manifested. You all get connected, right? It's a relevant example. And the second portion of this is first portion, that Lord is transcendental. We'll get, I hope we all get some sense of, you all know that, but still we just remember that what are some of transcendental qualities of Lord. Now we will understand, and Prabhupada mentions like this: it is understood also that the same Purusha lies in the heart of every entity. Right? And it requires some explanation. That's what Prabhupada is saying that. And you all know that this huge creation, spiritual world and material world. In some portion of the huge creation, there is a Mahatattva. You all know that. On the Mahatattva, Lord Krishna expands. You all know that the first expansion is Lord Balarama, and Lord Balarama there are 4 expansions, and from 4 expansions there are different avatars, Purusha avatars, Leela avatars, and 6 avatars mentioned in the first canto, right? So one of the avatars are Purusha avatars, and Purusha avatars are Vishnu Tattva avatars, and Mahavishnu and Garbhodayak Vishnu and Kshirodaka Sai Vishnu. Mahavishnu or Karanodaka Sai Vishnu. Karanodaka Sai Vishnu, Garbhodaka Sai Vishnu, and Kshirodaka Sai Vishnu. And Mahavishnu or Karanodaka Sai Vishnu, who lying on the casual ocean, and out of his body, when he exhale and inhale, the many bubbles come out from his body, and each bubble becomes a one Brahmanda, one universe, and he himself expands from Mahavishnu to Garbhodaka Vishnu, Garbhodaka Sai Vishnu, and he expands again as a Kshirodaka Sai Vishnu, and he expands and pervaded in every living being as a super soul, right? And that's what Prabhupada says. We need some explanation here. So when he enters in this world, he enters in as a Kshirodaka Sai Vishnu, and the same Kshirodaka Sai Vishnu expands as a super soul. Like, you can take this analogy so that we all can connect it. Sun's planet is there, and sun expands through his rays in every place, right? And similarly, but sun remains on the same place. He does not move, but the sun rays will spread across all the surface, but still sun remains there. Similarly, God also remains there, but he expands as a super soul in every living being. Because I am working in IT, I think Chintamani Prabhu also can easily correlate. There is a concept called server and client. You all know that. Server or supercomputer. There is a supercomputer, and all the clients will connect. And when all the clients connected, there is an agent in every computer. That agent we can compare as a super soul. And all agents will give knowledge, whatever process is happening in the client, that information the clients will pass to super computer. Similarly, the super soul is passing everything, whatever happening in every living being. It's, it gives information. It's not like that actually. I'm just paraphrasing that how the super soul expands himself in every living being. And Paramatma, the Paramatma is Krishna's expansion, who accompanies every soul in the material world. So what he does, he will observe whatever the things that we are doing. He is also he is so compassionate. We can understand with this quality that Krishna is so compassionate to all of us. Otherwise, if we don't have a super soul, you can imagine we are mad. We don't know what to do. Because super soul is accompanying us, we are able to do things because we are willing, that we have a free will. We are desiring to do something. Those desires are fulfilled by our super soul, because super soul is monitoring, and the super soul is giving the intelligence to do the activities. Whatever the extent that our karma is permitting, that extent super soul is allowing us to do the activities. Without super soul, you cannot imagine we can live in this material world. We will not be, we are just mad. We don't know what to do. Because super soul is there, and super soul is guiding either, in a material way of life or spiritual way of life. If we want, it is our choice. It is very relevant, this analogy also. In every car, there is a GPS is there now. And when you turn on GPS, it will guide you. For example, if you set your destination, and it will keep guiding you. At the same time, you also can ignore the same thing, right? Either you can take the dictation from GPS and reach the destination, or you can ignore and you can go in your way. Whether you will go to your destination or not, we don't know. But when you follow the GPS instruction, definitely you will reach your destination. Similarly, when you hear the dictation of super soul or super soul, definitely we will go back to spiritual world. And super soul is the benefactor to all his truthful devotees. It is mentioned in the Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam in first canto. So I remember that. So, and he cleanses desires of material enjoyment, right, from the heart of every devotee, and who has developed urge to hear his message. For example, if you are interested to hear Lord's dictation, as a super soul within, he will cleanses all your material enjoyment, and he will give the real knowledge. With that real knowledge, you will progress in devotion. So, even it is confirmed in the Bhagavad Gita that one who control his mind, he is already reached the super soul, because he is aligned his mind with super soul. Now his mind is always take the dictation from the super soul, and we can surely go back to the spiritual world. That is the one of the reason, out of his love for every living being, he accompanies to every soul to direct us to go back to the spiritual world. That is the role of super soul in every living being, right? You all agree with me that, right? And you can also understand that when Lord comes, as I told that the sun and sun rays example, whatever comes out of the God, but Lord remains complete, right? Even if you read that Isha Upanishad, the first verse, that Om Purnam Adaha Purnam Midam Purnat Purnam Udachyate Purnasya Purnam Adaya Purnam Evava Shishyate. So what does it mean? The Supreme Personality of Godhead is perfect and complete, because he is completely perfect. Because he is completely perfect, whatever comes from him is also equipped completely, right? And even whatever produced from complete whole is itself complete. Because he is complete, whatever, even though so many complete units coming from him, still he remains as a complete balance. That's what this verse says. So, if it is very difficult to understand. If I ask you, if you have a 100 rupees, okay? If somebody asks you to give 50 rupees, how much remains to you, with you? If you give 50 rupees, how much remains with you? 50 rupees. But with Krishna, it's not like. Even Krishna gives 50 rupees to others, still he holds 100 rupees. Okay? That is the completeness of Krishna. He is complete. Even so many complete units going out of him, still he remains as a complete unit. So even it is confirmed that Krishna is the original Supreme Personality of Godhead, right? All expansions coming from him, still he remains as a complete. There are many incarnations. One of the incarnations you can say super soul. Even super soul goes to every living being, still the Supreme Personality of Godhead remains as he is. Hare Krishna. I want to stop it here. So I have taken a lot of time. Okay. If you have any questions or corrections, yeah.
Wonderful class, Prabhu.
Thank you.
In spirituality or Lord's transcendental body, we say that whatever comes out from him, he remains complete, and then the whatever part from there also it is going to further generated, that also will be complete. That is on the transcendental platform. In the material also we see, for example, I'm giving you an IT example, technology, right? In the server or in the hard copy, whatever data is there, suppose 50 GB data is there, you copy the data to that different computer. The same data is
supercomputer
there.
has the
And from there you
information.
can, share anywhere, everywhere, there also it is complete. So here also we see that qualities. What do you think?
Correct. Good example. You're asking me something?
Yeah, I'm asking, this is material, so this is also not getting finished. What is called? The original place, it is remaining there. The data is still there on the server or wherever it was originally kept. It is still there, and from there it is getting distributed to so many places.
I understood that. So, what he's asking, we have, same technical question. We have a server and a clients, and server has a huge information, and the server is passing the information to the clients, but still server maintains the complete information, right? That's the question. How? This is also material way of, processing the data. So what is the difference? If you take like that, this information is not eternal. This information is not eternal. This information one day will be deteriorated. It will be discarded. You take some information, probably you maintain that data 100 years, and after 100 years you don't know whether it is there or not. No, are you sure that 1,000 years back data is still there now? Only scriptures data which is coming from the bona fide disciplic succession, not otherwise. If you think that it is also coming in a material way, definitely it is concocted. It is not the same information that is coming from the ages ago. Definitely it is concocted, otherwise some data is missing from the original data. 100% sure. But in Lord's case is not like that. In Lord's case and Lord's devotee's case is not like that. Whatever it was spoken, it is as it is coming down without any alteration. Similarly, Lord, whatever he has, he remains same, even though there are many things coming from him. I hope I answered in some extent. Probably I am not able to make you happy. Please forgive me. In what context you ask, this is the idea I have got it. Any other questions? ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय, श्रीला प्रभुपाद की जय।
की जय।
श्रीला प्रभुपाद की